Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. I am in Bethel, New York. Bethel is home of the 1969 Woodstock Musical Festival. It was not in Woodstock, New York, it was in Bethel, New York. And just finished running a Spartan race. I ran the shortest one like I did 2 years ago with Thomas and Levi, my two oldest sons. And it's a little bit more than 3 miles, 20 obstacles. And I learned some lessons from this one that I did not learn from the other race. See, in the other race, I was 2 years younger to begin with, but I was also in better physical condition, endurance-wise speaking. This race, about 2 months ago, my left knee, I've been getting cortisone shots in my left knee. It's been doing really well with the cortisone shots. I've been able to get on the treadmill with the cortisone shots. But after my last shot, the previous 2 shots worked really well. This last shot did not work at all, not even for a day. It felt just as bad, if not worse, the next day, and it just never felt better. And so I wore a knee sleeve for this race to help keep everything in there nice and tight. And I doped up on Tylenol arthritis going in. And I didn't have Thomas and Levi with me this time. And I didn't have, they were, my support, and I didn't have my motivational race music, because the last race I gave my earbuds and my phone to Thomas, who did not do deliberately one of the obstacles because he didn't want to get his hair messed up, because it would take a lot to really fix that. But they weren't there, so I didn't have any motivational music. So my plan coming into this race today was to just focus on a person ahead of me, and then just catch that person, not one of these elite fast runners, but someone that I thought I could catch, focus on them. I needed some kind of focus. So to focus on a runner and then catch that runner, and then focus on another runner down a little bit further and then catch that runner. That was my plan. But about 2 months ago, my left knee, because the cortisone shot wasn't working, it really started bothering me. I haven't been able to get on the treadmill at home in the last 2 months. I haven't done any kind of, other than the walking that I absolutely had to do. I did no more jogging. I wasn't even walking on the treadmill, not with an incline, not any extra walking at all. I wasn't doing any leg exercises on the weight bench that I have. Nothing. Upper body, I was doing a lot of upper body stuff, and I did some obstacles this year that I could not do 2 years ago because I did not have the upper body strength back then, but I did today. But I did not have the running endurance. I did not have that this year because I had been 2 months without even, working on my endurance. After the first quarter of a mile, I knew I needed to change my strategy. Forget about locking in on someone and trying to catch them. I just want to finish the race, okay? And I don't want to get injured. I don't want to injure my left knee. So I actually walked a little bit more than probably half this race. I was so out of breath. I was sucking so much wind. There wasn't a mosquito within 100 feet of my mouth. They were all inside my mouth. I inhaled them all in. All the bugs were in my mouth because I was just breathing so hard. There were people that looked like they were 10, 20 years older than me that were passing me. And it reminded me of a verse, 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8, where Paul tells Timothy, physical training is of some value. It is. Physical training it's good because it'll make you healthy. It's got some value to it. But godliness, in other words, training for the spiritual life, the spiritual race, has value for everything. Value for this life, and then also value for the life to come, the eternal life when we leave this world. And so that verse really has new meaning for me today, because I just saw so many people pass me. And today in this race, I was expecting to pass them, and so many people passed me. There was mud in this race. At least 3 different people that I saw lost their shoes. I almost lost one of my shoes in the mud that was really deep. And so you're being slowed down. You're in the mud, and you feel like you can't move. You're not getting anywhere. And then these obstacles, you're out of breath when you get to the obstacles. And so then you don't have the physical upper body strength or the grip strength. And so I failed to let's see, I failed to complete one more obstacle this year than I did 2 years ago. I still completed most of them, but there were some that I just couldn't do. I felt weak. It took me a long time to catch my breath, and I just felt weak. And so, because I didn't have this training the last couple of months. And so I thought about this training that we do called the spiritual Christian life, the Christian life race. The Christian life race is full of obstacles too. It's an obstacle course race, a spiritual Christian obstacle course race. And the devil puts these obstacles in front of us to try to deter us, to try to disappoint us, to try to wear us down, to try to make us feel weak, like we're not getting anywhere. And so often, isn't it true in our Christian lives that it seems like we see other people doing really well, passing us in this Christian race. And they seem to be handling, the obstacles that they're going past. They're just blowing right through their obstacles, and yet we're struggling so much. And one of the other things that I noticed today that really helped me, I didn't realize how much it would help. I didn't have Thomas and Levi with me, that they would cheer me on, and I didn't have motivational music. And I'm just thinking, I just got to finish this race. Forget about trying to beat my time from 2 years ago. That's not going to happen. That's not even an option. I just want to finish the race, and I don't want to injure my knee, which it isn't. I'm going to ice it in about 2 minutes. Really good. I'm going to ice it, but I didn't hurt my knee. I'm going to be okay until I have to get it replaced. But there was the last third of the race. The running lane was in the woods, so it was like a trail up and down, a lot of up and down. I don't remember this much up and down a couple of years ago, but a lot of up and down. And I'm walking and I'm coming out into the clearing, and where I can see a bunch of spectators in the finishing line, and there's the starting line. I only have 2 more obstacles in front of me. And as I'm coming out of the clearing, there were a bunch of fans just standing there waiting for the person that they came with to cheer them on. And there were 2 little kids, maybe, 7 or 8, and one was maybe, 10 or 11. And as I'm approaching, they're holding their hands out for me to slap them like a side 5. And they said, "Come on, you can do it." They're cheering me on. And I'm by myself at this point. There's no one else around me. There's some space between me and the people in front of me, and me and the people behind me. And so I knew that they're cheering for me. And they're holding their arms out for me. "Come on." And so I went over and I gave them both like a high side 5, slapping their hands. And that really did something to me on the inside, and I got motivated again. And I was still a little out of breath, but I ran to that second to the last obstacle, and I breezed through it, and I got just charged again. It is so much better when we go through our Christian obstacle course race, when we have people cheering us on. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes we just don't have that person that we feel like, I really wish this person would cheer me on, or others. It just seems like they're busy doing their own thing, and I'm alone. I don't have anybody helping me. So often it can feel that way. So even if that is the case for us, let's try to make it a point to cheer on someone else. Even if it's someone that you don't know. I didn't come with those kids. They had no clue who I was, but they really encouraged me just by saying, "Come on, you can do it," and holding out their hands for me to slap their hands. Let's try to cheer on others, and hopefully others will cheer us on and encourage us in our obstacle course race. It doesn't matter how you finish, just as long as we finish the Christian race. There's a saying in obstacle course races. The saying is this: falling is acceptable. Bleeding is acceptable. Crying is acceptable. Vomiting is acceptable. Quitting is not. I think that's a great slogan for the Christian obstacle course race that we run. In the obstacles that we just feel like we can't get over, they are insurmountable. And I had to skip some obstacles because I just knew I just didn't have it in me, because I wasn't trained. Because of my knee, I couldn't train. And when we don't train for the Christian life, when we go without praise and worship, when we go without talking to our Heavenly Dad, when we go without reading the Scripture, we are not well trained spiritually. And these obstacles that come to us, that the enemy sends to us, it makes it very difficult for we to get over, to get through, to get past them. It's very difficult, especially if we don't have someone cheering us on. So let's cheer on others, and hopefully others will cheer us on. And it doesn't matter if you walk across the finish line or crawl across the finish line. As long as you finish, you will receive one of these. But the thing that we get from our Christian race, the crown of life, is invaluable compared to a piece of cloth and a piece of metal that says you finished a 5K race. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's help each other run this Christian race. Let's lock shields together and don't leave anyone behind. I actually picked up someone's shoe. When someone lost a shoe in them, I picked it up and gave them their shoe back. You may feel running this Christian race that you lost your shoes. And let's be there to help each other get our shoes back and help each other cross the finish line. I'm Pastor Dave. I know this was more than just a take 5. This is probably like a take 10 or a take 12. I'm done. I'm going to ice my knee, go get the biggest cheeseburger I can find, and then go home and hug my wife. She's going to tell me take a shower first. I already know it's coming. I'll take a shower first, and then I'll hug my wife, and I'll hope to see you again soon. Thanks for taking 12 with me today.